Hey guys, it's Chris Venegas. So the question is, can you become a successful realtor in your late teens, early 20s kind of area? And it's a weird area to be in. You might be graduating high school or about to have already, or you're in college. It's a weird kind of in-between area of everyone's kind of at different levels right now in life. And I would strongly argue, yes, you can become an agent. And not only that, you can become a great agent at that to be in the business. And a couple things I want to touch, but the first thing is it's probably the best opportunity to become a realtor at a young age. The reason being is you don't have, and majority speaking, most people, you don't have any kids, you don't have a mortgage, you don't have a lot of bills yet. Okay, you're very early on, you just started the race. So this gives you the ability to start a business where you might not have where you don't need a lot of funds right away. And as opposed to a family that has a lot of funds, they may not be able to survive if they don't sell a house that month. Whereas you could go maybe 6 months before selling one house, and maybe you only need to sell two houses a year to live. So you have much more of an opportunity to stay in the business. And that's why I think most people don't last, is because they don't have the opportunity to stay and really go through it, because you're not supposed to sell houses every single month when you start. It takes a long time. It takes years of practice. So that it's harder when you're older and you have a family. So being younger and the position you're in right now, you're at a much stronger leveraged position to last in this business just by your age alone. The second thing is, when I started, I was always worried about what people thought of me, because I started when I was 19 years old. And I was worried that people would see that and they would see a young kid. And I felt self-conscious because I had never even bought a house before. I don't know anything about it. Luckily, I had a lot of great training. And one thing I'll tell you that I found out early on, it's not about your age at all. No one really gives a crap about it. The biggest thing is people care about is if you understand the process. Can you walk through the buyer's process from point A to closing, and the seller's process to closing? Can you understand that process and explain that correctly? Can you explain what a PID is, or what a SAT is, or if you could explain the local market and the absorption rate right now, what it dropped from last year? If you could understand those numbers and correctly, conversate with people on that, that makes you sound so much more of a professional than someone that's 50 years old and they just started in the business. So it's not about your age, it's about your understanding of the process. So the quicker you can learn the process, the quicker you'll come across as a professional. And the third thing, you need to dress the part. You cannot go to work in a polo and jeans and some tennis shoes. People are going to see that and they're going to think that's someone that does this part-time on a weekend, and it's their cousin that's, oh, he's a realtor, you could use him. And it's just not the image you want to go for. You want to dress good, you want to dress with clean fitted clothes, you want to dress clean, you want to look clean, you want your car to be clean always, you want to come across as a professional. You don't need a fancy car, you don't need a fancy $1,000 suit, you just need to dress clean and professional. If you can do that, that'll make you go so much further than agents that don't. And I've seen some offices where that's kind of the casual thing, that's kind of the norm, is dress as polos. It doesn't matter. Dress professional. You want to come across as that professional. That's the biggest factor, I would tell you. A little bit about myself. I started when I was 19, so I was pretty nervous about it, and my first 5 months, I didn't sell one house. I did not do anything, and I still went to work every day. I still worked every weekend. And by the end of the year, I had closed a little over $3 million. And in my local MLS market, the average sales price at the time was $225,000 at that time. So it was a good strong number for a first year, and to kind of put all that in a few months, it was very good. So I would tell you, you need to go to work every day. You can, this is not the time for you to be taking weekends off and to rest or relax, or you put a nice big house in pending, you could take the week off. This is not the time to do that. You have to look at the long term of this business and say you're trying to build a big clientele base. You can't do that taking weekends off, especially when you just start. When you first start, you need to really double down. And in the market right now is very interesting, and it's not normal. So I would also argue to double down just the way the market is, because it's not always going to be like this. The rates are not always going to be like this. It's not going to be like this forever. This was filmed early 2020. I don't know how late you're watching this, but the market right now is definitely something different. Crazy low inventories in most of the country. It's a good time to be a realtor for sure. One thing to keep in mind is if you want to become a new agent, there's a sea of new people coming into the industry, and it's a lot of people and a lot of talk. So when you come in, don't be a talker. Don't say, oh, I'm going to do this. Just go to work and do it. Go to work every day. Stick to it. time block correctly. And if you do that, I guarantee in 5 years you'll be a top producer and you'll be doing better than some older people in the office. But don't ever let age be a factor to you. Being young right now, you are in the best position to become a realtor. This is the best time to do it. So I strongly recommend it. I would not disagree to that. You need to become a realtor young. It'll put you so much more of an opportunity to become the best agent you could possibly be at a young age. If you start at 20 years old, by the time you have 10 years in the business, you'll be 30. So most people that just graduated college or they're still figuring out what they want to do in life, they're barely starting to become agents. You have 10 years under your belt. You have a huge clientele base and you just started life. That you would be at a better position than anyone I could think of starting at a young age. So I would strongly recommend that, and I would strongly recommend once you understand the business to try and get into investing properties too. At a young age, you have the most opportunity to build so much in your future. So I hope this helps you out. If you have any questions or comments, leave them down below. Thanks guys and have a great day.